Before Phil Washington's name goes on the big office out at the airport, it appears in two other places. On this week's Denver City Council agenda and on a search warrant out of Los Angeles, where investigators have some questions about what happened at Washington's former transit agency in L.A. Before Washington, who used to run RTD here, gets questioned by City Council this week, our Marshall Zellinger had some questions of his own.
I am not under investigation at all. There is a review that is going on, but not under investigation.
Phil Washington is Denver Mayor Michael Hancock's pick to be the new head of DIA. Last week, we explained how his name appears in a search warrant for email and communications between him and others from his time leading LA Metro, when that transit agency picked a nonprofit to run a sexual harassment hotline.
I don't think there's any validity at all to this case. We procured the contract legally and within the procedures of Los Angeles Metro.
Washington would be making a return to Colorado. He led RTD through Fast Tracks, the voter-approved sales tax that built light rail and commuter rail around the metro area, but has yet to provide the rail line promised to Longmont. Similar to how the DIA Great Hall renovation will only be able to afford moving one security checkpoint, not both, from where it is today to where ticketing counters will no longer be needed on the 6th floor.
Can you fulfill the original idea of the Great Hall plan?
I'm going to sure try. I think it has to be the top priority, not just for the region, but for the airlines and for aviation in this country, that DEN be very, very functional and the Great Hall project be completed.
Looking beyond the Great Hall construction, Washington wants to make DIA a place that people consider when they ask, what should we do tonight?
I would love to make the airport a destination. We did the same thing with Union Station. It is a destination. I mean, when I was a kid, you know, it was a day out when my mother used to take all of us to the airport to watch the planes take off. We want to do that again. Airports, we want to get young people, especially young people of color, involved in the aviation industry and get them engaged. And the way to do that, I think, is to bring them to the airport as a destination. Talk to them about aviation, talk to them about airplanes, talk to them about how to run an airport.
So people will hear that and they'll be like, well, I'm running late to the airport. I'm fighting traffic with people who are just going there to play around.
Yeah, that's all right. Take the train.
Should Denver City Council approve Washington's appointment as CEO, it might not be any longer than a 2-year job. Mayor Michael Hancock is term limited in 2023, so the next mayor may not want Washington. Right now on 9news.com, how Washington says his plans could live beyond that 2 years.
He still got me laughing on that "take the train" line. Like that's a perfect line, and the man is relentlessly on message. So Marshall, it strikes me, because of the fact that this investigation in Los Angeles is just getting rolling now, that a lot of this is going to be, can Phil Washington establish trust with City Council? He clearly has the trust of Mayor Hancock, but can he establish that trust not knowing what this investigation is going to churn up? He at least has the history in Colorado for people to reference.
You know, the one thing I didn't talk with him about that would be kind of telling about this is the trust that you talk about could be the division that City Council already has with the mayor. You've got the friendly council members to the mayor and the ones that aren't so friendly. And will that just be the same thing that we see with the questioning of this nominee?
Yeah, the mayor vouching for you goes a long way with some members of council, and, you know, that and a buck will get you a coffee from some other members of council. All right, Marshall, thank you very much.